Many social scientists believe that when the Earth reaches about 10 billion people in population, that chaos will soon ensue, as there will be too much of a strain on the planet's natural resources, and people will have to fight over who gets what. Expanding on this theory, Platinum Games, the makers of such hits as Mad World and Bayonetta, have teamed up with Sega once more to tell the story of Sam Gideon and his Earth in the not-too-distant future. Hey there everyone, this is Ray Carcillo for Classic Game Room, and today we're looking at Vanquished for the Xbox 360. Vanquish opens up on this new world where starvation has become the #1 killer in underdeveloped countries and has struck hard against even some former powers like Russia. With overpopulation the largest burden plaguing the planet right now, DARPA, the organization in the US government, specifically the Department of Defense, that focuses on developing new technology to be used and carried out into the battlefield, has assigned a handful of their best and brightest to come up with a fix to this problem. Their solution? A space station. Once completed, thousands upon thousands of people are sent to live at the massive station to help ease the burden on those still planet-side. Unfortunately, this display of American wealth has angered the Order of the Russian Star, the faction in the Russian military that was able to seize power in this now third world country. So, the Order of the Russian Star, spearheaded by their leader Victor, have invaded the space station, conquered it, and converted its microwave energy array into a giant death ray. And to prove they mean business, they flash fry San Francisco and threaten New York City if the US does not surrender unconditionally. The US immediately begins to mobilize a force to stop these madmen, and part of that force is DARPA member Sam Gideon, who finds that this will make a great time to test out his new augmented reaction suit and lend an extra set of hands to the American forces. But Sam also has special orders of his own, unbeknownst to the soldiers he's surrounded by. Hailed by the space station's inventor and his good friend Frank Candid, Sam has to try to save Frank, since his brilliant mind could be more dangerous in the wrong hands than even this giant death ray. Vanquish is set up like your standard third-person shooter, very similar to Gears of War, in that you're constantly moving from cover to cover as you fire on your enemies, mostly red-colored robots, who flesh out the dilapidated Russian military now. Even more important than cover, though, is your suit. You can travel great distances faster than any normal human by sliding, or actually pump more adrenaline into your veins in order to slow down time enough for you to get out of harm's way or take it out with a decided advantage. You can even shoot enemy bullets or missiles out of the sky. Unfortunately, the suit has a heating problem, so you can only do this for a limited time before it has to vent itself. It could be enough to turn the tides of battle, though. Your suit can carry 3 weapons at once that actually morph into and out of your suit as it scans new weapons on the battlefield. Along with this, from the very beginning of the game, you can commandeer enemy vehicles and turrets, as any weapon on the battlefield is nothing for your natural hacking and the suit's built-in scanning abilities. Aside from the sweet-looking armor and interesting weapon design, this really is just a standard straightforward third-person shooter with typical cover mechanics. Along with the story, though, the environment is one of the things that makes this game special.
A little warmer reception than I was hoping for.
Being able to look around at the sheer scale of the space station is impressive, and along with the sheer scope of the landscape is the size of some of the bosses. Massive robots with more guns and missiles than all of the military probably combined will square off with you on a regular basis, and you must find and methodically take apart their weak points. It's hard to take in sometimes because of the frantic pace of many of the battles, but the character and environment designs for this game are beautiful. Throw in some solid voice acting and great sound effects, and the peripherals for this game are top-notch. What makes this game suffer, though, and keeps me from recommending it as a purchase, is the full-on lack of a multiplayer. This kind of situation just demands it. Both co-op and versus, and the fact that it has neither is beyond disappointing. I mean, there is a challenge mode that you unlock as you progress in the story mode. If you're looking for a few extra missions, you can always go back and replay the levels to try and increase your score to compare online leaderboards. With a solid gameplay length of 10 to 15 hours on hard over 5 full acts, and without a multiplayer of any kind, I can only say that Vanquish is a highly recommended rental, but it's probably not worth a full-blown purchase.